Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. We're going to have a look at a puzzle by Dorlier today with fog in it. Now, that's pretty scary. Dorlier's a great setter, often quite difficult. Actually, to be fair, bit of variation, but sometimes difficult. A bit of a master with fog though, so it could be a very interesting, however many minutes it's going to be. Now, I'm going to do the rules in a minute. I'm going to quickly tell you all about the things on the channel, like Patreon, where on the 1st of the month, that is the release date, has been the release date, always the 1st of the month, for the Sudoku hunts that we bring you as a reward for being a Patreon each month. And February's is Are You My Mama by the Paint by Numbers Institute. Panthera, The Asylum, Altihana, Jaleb have put together a wonderful pack, illustrations by Clocksmith. Do check it out. It is really good, and join us on Patreon if you haven't already. You can also then see crosswords and connections videos and access lots of other content that is available there. All the solution videos to The Hobbit, for instance. That's on Patreon. Of course, we've got all of our apps as well on links under the video, and they happily include a Fog of War app as our latest one. So there is obviously many more puzzles where like this one on that, and there are still updates to come on the Fog of War app, which is great. It's a very reasonable price, as are all the apps, but the Fog of War especially, I think. It's been very popular, and that's great. We've also got a merchandise and SVEN'S SUDOKU PAD on the links under the video. But the first link is to Domino Flatmates by Dorlier. Now, this is using this flatmates rule, which is very weird in a sort of, it's very contrived in my opinion. The normal flatmates rule, and that doesn't quite apply here, is that for every 5 in the grid, imagine this cell was a 5, it either has to have a 1 above it or a 9 below it, or both. Now, that has been extended into dominoes here, and I'll try and describe the rules. Oh yeah, place the digits 0 to 8 exactly once each in every row, column and 3x3 box. Now that is not normal Sudoku rules, where we would be using 1 to 9. Instead we're putting 0 to 8 once each in every row, every column and every 3x3 box. Digits separated by a V sum to 5. Look, we can see some V's poking through the fog. Digits separated by an X sum to 10. Not all V's and X are necessarily given. Every horizontal domino which sums to 5 must have either the 2 cells directly above it summing to 1, or the 2 cells directly below it summing to 9. So this is clearly a domino that sums to 5. It's got a V in it. Either those 2 cells sum to 1, that is not impossible because remember we're using zeros, or those 2 cells summing to 9. So it's kind of, that's why they're flat mates, because they're 2 cells together. Also, of course, the grid's covered in fog, and placing correct digits will clear fog from surrounding cells. So those are the rules. Give it a try. Don't know what we're going to find. Hopefully a breakthrough somewhere in the northwest, I imagine. But Dorlier often has cunning traps. Let's see what happens when we restart and say, let's get cracking. So, well, normally in a 1 to 9 Sudoku, this is just impossible because there are only 2 V's that could go within one box, a 1 4 pair and a 2 3 pair. However, introducing the digit 0 means I think that these are a 0 5, a 1 4 and a 2 3 pair. So the other 3 digits in the box are 6, 7 and 8 in some order. That's a sort of weird offset triple. Now, okay, I mean, the X is telling me a bit more than I expected, because we can't put 5 on the X because it would need another 5 on the other side, and that would break the rules. We also can't put 0 on the X because it would need a 10 on the other side to make the sum work. And in a 0 to 8, we can't put a 1 because that would need a 9, and there are no 9s in this puzzle. So this cell has been reduced to 2, 3 or 4. And this one is therefore 1, 2 or 3 to make up the 5 sum. Now, until we invoke the flatmate rule, I don't think we can do any more here. So I may be missing the point. I don't know. But let's think about, I'm going to colour these 3 dominoes, yellow, purple and blue. And each of them either has to have a pair adding to 1 above it, a 0 and a 1. That is not possible for any of them, and that's a good start. That means that each of these, it's obviously not possible for yellow because there are no cells above it. It's not possible there because of that 6, 7, 8. It's not possible above blue because of that one. So each of these dominoes that I've coloured has to have a pair adding to 9 beneath it. Now, 6, 7 or 8 there needs 3, 2 or 1 in this cell. And that means this one is 2, 3 or 4. And there's a quadruple. That means this is the 0, 5 pair. Oh, I've lost the colour. There we go. Now, these add up to 9, but also the 2 below purple add up to 9. That's these two. So this can't be an 8 anymore. And this can't be a 4. That means this can't be a 1. And now blue is the 2, 3 pair, and we can actually fill in the purple pair. That's 1 and 4. And now, under yellow, remember, we had to add up to 9, so we know that this is the 8 now. So that 8 plus 1 equal 9. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have my conflict turned off. That's very odd. I think I had to reboot this browser or something. Conflict checker off. There we go. Sorry about that. Didn't expect that to happen. Right. This cell on the X is 7 or 8, isn't it? Yeah. And now under blue, we have to have another pair adding up to 9. So this is 1 or 2. Try and get my maths right. I mean, I find it confusing to be doing some sums to 10 and some to 9, but that's just me. Now this X, I guess this digit can't be 0 or 5 again. So it's 2, 3 or 6. Or 7 actually. This is then 3, 4, 7 or 8. And that clearly wasn't where to go next. Is one of these not possible? Yes, actually that's true. Right, if this was the 3, 7 X pair, both of these digits would be 2 to make that add to 5 and that add to 9. And that's not possible. Oh, that's clever. So that's 2 and that's 8. This is 3 and 1. Now, we've got a new V. And I'm colouring it. I'm remembering to colour it. The colour doesn't really matter. I could colour them all the same. Actually, maybe I will colour them. I'll colour them purple whenever we have found... whenever we've found the 9 pair beneath them. There was 8, 1. There was 1, 8. This one I can colour purple if I make this a 7, because that's got to add up to 9 beneath it. Right, well that's useful. That didn't change anything here. Now, this pair is not 1, 4. It's either 0, 5 or 3, then 2. This X is not 8, 2. It couldn't have been 1, 9. It's not 4, 6 because of that pair looking at this cell. It's not 1, 9 or 8, 2 or 4, 6. It is 3, 7. And this digit is a 3. And that one is a 7. And we'll clear fog and reveal another X that's not very helpful. But that 3 is very helpful. Now this has to be a 0, 5 pair. And the 2 cells beneath them, now that those can't add to 1, these 2 add to 9. They're not 8, 1, 3, 6 or 5, 4. So they are 2, 7. Oh, then, yeah, there's no such thing as 0, 9. Well, I mean, there is, but you know what I mean. That's now a 4, 6 pair. And we get another V, and I'm giving it another colour. That one can be orange. This one can turn purple because we've found the 9 beneath it. Now, what is this digit? I wanted to say 3 or 4. Oh, yes, I can, because there's a 0, 5 pair looking at it as well. So that is 3 or 4. This is 1 or 2, but it can't be 1. So it's 2. That's 3. Now, again, we can't have the two cells above them adding to 1, so these two below them add to 9. They're not 2, 7 or 3, 6. They can't be 1, 8 because of these 1s, so they are 5, 4, and I know the order because of either that 4, 6 pair or that 0, 5 pair. So we're moving along nicely. Now, look, another V emerging through the fog here. This is either 1 or 0, connecting to either 4 or 5. I don't know which one. 6, 4, 7. This is a 6, 7 pair. That's just Sudoku. These are from 0, 1, 8 in this box. And that must be 5. That's 0, that's 5, that's 0 in the corner. These can't have a 7 on, or a 3 therefore. This is either a 4, 6 or a 2, 8 pair. This X can't have a 7 on. There are only 3 available X pairs in this sort of puzzle I've only just worked out. And this could be 4, 6, although it'd be a bit of a dodgy X-wing, or 2, 8. 1, 9 is just not available, and there's normally 4 X pairs, and that's one of them, but that's not available in a puzzle with no 9s. Now, what comes next? I'm enjoying the progression, but I don't know what comes next. That can go purple because we have worked out what's below it. This is going to be a V. That's what comes next. And this doesn't have anything below it. So for the first time, we're going to get a flatmate pair with 0, 1 above it. I don't know the order though. I do know that this is an 8 now, and that'll clear some fog and do nothing. And that is answered. Shall I still make it purple, or should I choose another colour? I'll make it purple. It's been resolved by an 0-1 pair. Now, what's happening next? Oh, I've just had a very interesting thought. I've been very, very vigorously, and that's the very vigorously, VV, focusing on the V's as horizontal pairs adding to 5. Now, the rules very clearly state that every horizontal domino which sums to 5, not every V pair, every horizontal domino which sums to 5. And they already said before that, not all V's are necessarily given. So there may be other dominoes which sum to 5 in this puzzle. Or there may be other places where we have to avoid dominoes summing to 5. Here it is, look. Look, 4 and 1. Would that be able to be fulfilled? Not with 1 in the pair above, and not with 9 in the pair below. So that has to be a 0. That's what's going on. That's Dorlier's little twist in this puzzle. There may be others to come. But that is how we are working out this, well, the next step. Because 4 couldn't be next to 1, or it would form a V pair. No, a horizontal domino adding to 5, which wouldn't fulfill the flatmate rule. So this V is now not 2, 3 or 1, 4. That is 0, 5. That needs a colour. It's not going to get 0, 1 above it, so the 2 cells below it add to 9. They're not 5, 4 or 1, 8. They're either 2, 7 or 3, 6. Yes, there are 4 pairs that add to 9, but 5 pairs that add to 10 in this puzzle. I'm getting very confused now. This digit sees a lot of other digits. That is 6 or 9. Oh, 4 looks all the way up to the top. Makes that an 8, and that is a 2. What have we got in this column? 0, 5. That is 3, 6 or 9. No, there's no 9. Why have I put 6 or 9 here? There's no 9 in this puzzle. Wake up. That's 6, that's 3. These two are 5 and 0 in some order. That 3 hasn't resolved this at all. We've cleared fog exactly from the first 5 columns now. This green was going to have a 9 pair below it that can't have a 6 now. That's a 2-7 pair. This is a 3-8 pair. That's just Sudoku. And that is fulfilled now, so I'm colouring it purple. Now, maybe I have to watch out for more. Yes, look, if that was 3-2, that would add up to 5. You couldn't put a pair adding up to 1 above it. And you couldn't put a pair adding up to 9 below it, because that 2 would make that an 8. So this is not 2, that's not 8. You have to do that again. Now we do get that 4-6 deadly pattern that I was a bit afraid of, but it must be right. Now 1-8 appear there in the central box. These are from 059. Now I was going to say they can't. I was going to speculate that they probably weren't able to add up to 5, but they're not anyway, because 9 must be in one of them. Now maybe one of these pairs is unable to be a 4-1 pair. I think they are both unable to be a 4-1 pair, but I don't know how to use that yet. I can use 1-8 to look down at that cell, and that's a 3. Then we've got the X. Oh, now I'm thrown for a loop, because I've been using 9 again. That's 052. I was looking for where to put 2 into this column. I'm finding nowhere. But that is because I was using 9 instead of 2 in those cells. This can't be 2. That is 2. In every which way, that's 2. 2, 1, 8, 7, 3. So, forget 9, Mark. 0456. That's now a quadruple. This is a 137 triple, which I could have seen by looking up the column. That must be 1 because it sees 3 and 7 in its row. And the right digits are still clearing the fog. Now, must be alert. Yes, here it is, for 5 pairs. If that was 2, 3, this would either have to add to 1 or this to 9. That's not possible. So that's a 7, that's a 3. Still don't know about 4-1 in one of these. I fear that may be a complicated solution to come. 056 is looking at that cell. Now, I can fill in quite a few triples in this far shoot of boxes. That is 1, 2, 7. 7 is obviously not on the V, nor is 1, because that can't be a 4. So 2, 3. The other trios I was going to put in were down here. 1, 4, 7. 3, 6, 8 and 0, 2, 5. That can't be a 2 and that can't be a 3 according to what we just did up here. Now this pair cannot be 7, 3, 2, 8 or 1, 9. It must be 6, 4. The other digits in this box are 0, 5, 8. In fact, I found 6 in box 2. And that can't be 8. That's 6 and 4. They're looking down here, tidying up a little of the pencil marks, a few of the pencil marks. This cell sees 1, 8, 3, 7, 2 in the row, 4, 6 in the column. That is a 0, 5 pair. This is a 4, 6 pair. Now, trying to remember about the horizontal 5 dominoes. I'm not seeing any scope for any more that I haven't noticed up here or here, so maybe it's not that useful at the moment. That is a 5 domino, that's been resolved. 0, 5. No, hang on. 0, 5 obviously couldn't be here because there's a 2 in one of those cells. 0, 5 is not allowed to be here because it would have to have 0, 1 above it, and that's nonsense. So this is a 2. That does nothing looking up the column, but that 0, 5 pair does. That makes this an 8. And that makes this not an 8. I've still got a 2 to place in the final column and only 1 place to put it. Now there's a new X emerging here. That's not a V because there's more of it in the fog. It's not 2, 8. This is 7, 4 or 1. This can't be 6 because of the 4, 6 pair in the box, so I'm wiping out 4. And it can't be 9 because 9s don't exist in the puzzle. So that's 7, that's 3, that's 1. This is 6, 8, 3. That's become a 4. Oh, here's another of these bad boys. 4 and 1 together. Well, they can't have 9 below because that already adds up to 11. So I've got to write in 1 and 0. I hope this is right. 8, 1, 5 there, 0, 5, 5. I mean, it's all coming together, apart from this blooming X-wing. Don't know how we're going to deal with that. That has been resolved, this new domino. That's the first domino we've actually found without the V in it, funnily enough. This is now a 4, that's 6, this is 5. This one is 5, that's 0. Oh, just finishing columns here. Oh, we're going to come down to the X-wing in a moment. That's a 7, that's an 8. That's a 0. That's 5, that's 0. 6 and 7. Now, here it is. I presume this cannot be 4-1. I haven't checked the above. That's just too much to be the flatmate. If this was 4-1, that would be 6 and 8. That would break the flatmate rules, so that disambiguates the deadly pattern. And that's not too bad at all. What have we got? 17 minutes on the clock. It's a lovely puzzle by D'Orlear, just as one would expect. Really clever stuff. And yeah, full of admiration for that. That's excellent. Thank you, D'Orlear. And thank you to you for watching us on the channel. I might have missed a domino in this puzzle and not highlighted it, but if I did, I mean, we got the correct solution. If I did, it will fulfill the rule. I don't think I did, but I might have. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye for now.